It's funny how you can pinpoint the exact moment your life splits into a before and an after. For me, that moment wasn't a grand dramatic event. It wasn't a phone call in the middle of the night or a knock on the door from a police officer. It was a simple, quiet ping from my phone, lying on the kitchen counter. One text message. That's all it took to shatter the perfect, happy family I thought I had. I remember that day so clearly. It was a Saturday. The sun was streaming through the windows. I was humming along to the radio, making pancakes, my dad's favorite. My mom was upstairs, probably reading. My younger brother, Liam, was likely still asleep. It was just a normal, beautiful morning. Then my dad's phone, which he'd left on the counter, lit up. I glanced over, thinking it was just a work notification. But the preview on the screen, it wasn't from work. The sender's name was just a heart emoji, and the message started with, "Last night was incredible, ... double quotes." My blood ran cold. My hand, holding the spatula, froze mid-air. It felt like the entire world just stopped. My first thought was, no, this is a mistake. A wrong number. A prank. Denial is a powerful thing. I told myself not to look. I told myself to just put the phone face down and forget I ever saw it, but I couldn't. It was like a magnetic pull. With trembling hands, I picked up the phone. I didn't even need to unlock it. The full message was right there on the lock screen. It was long, detailed, and left absolutely no room for misunderstanding. It spoke of a secret relationship, of shared moments, of a future they were planning, a future that didn't include my mom, or Liam, or me. In that instant, the man I had idolized my entire life, my hero, my dad, became a stranger. The pancakes I was making suddenly seemed ridiculous. The sunny Saturday morning felt like a cruel joke. I felt this heat rise in my chest, a mix of pure rage and a deep, gut-wrenching sorrow that stole my breath. What do you do with information like that? Do you scream? Do you cry? Do you confront him? I just stood there, in the middle of our perfect kitchen, holding this grenade of a text message, and I felt completely and utterly lost. My mom came downstairs then, smiling, asking if the coffee was ready, and looking at her, so happy and unsuspecting, broke my heart into a million more pieces. How could I tell her? How could I be the one to detonate this bomb and blow our family apart? I quickly wiped a tear from my eye and mumbled something about the pancakes burning. I had to pretend, for her sake, but that pretense, that secret, felt like a poison seeping into my soul. The weight of it was crushing. That day, the silence in our house was different. It wasn't a peaceful quiet anymore. It was heavy, suffocating, filled with the words I couldn't say. Every time my dad laughed at a joke, every time he casually put his arm around my mum, it felt like a performance, a lie, and I was the only one in the audience who knew the truth. I started watching him, really watching him. I saw the way his eyes would dart to his phone, the way he'd step out of the room to take a call. All these little signs I'd been blind to before were now glaringly obvious. My brother Liam noticed something was wrong with me. I was quiet, distant. He kept asking what was up, and I just couldn't tell him. How do you explain to your 14-year-old brother that your dad isn't the man you thought he was? So I pushed him away, too. The secret was isolating me, building walls between me and the people I loved most. I felt like I was living a double life. By day, I was the daughter in a happy family. By night, I would lie awake, replaying that text message in my head, the anger and sadness churning inside me. The confrontation, when it finally happened, wasn't planned. It was a few weeks later. My dad was on the phone in the hallway, and I heard him say, "I love you too." In that low, soft voice I now recognized from the text message. Something inside me snapped. I walked right up to him as he hung up, my heart pounding in my chest. I just looked at him and said, "Who was that?" The color drained from his face. He knew that I knew. The conversation that followed is a blur of shouting, crying, and denials that quickly crumbled into devastating confessions. My mom heard the commotion and came out of the living room. The look on her face when she realized what we were talking about. It's an image that will be burned into my memory forever. It was a look of pure, unadulterated shock, followed by a pain so deep it seemed to physically break her. The foundation of our family didn't just crack, it disintegrated into dust right there in our hallway. The days and weeks that followed were a nightmare. My dad moved out. The house that was once filled with laughter was now filled with a heavy, oppressive silence, broken only by my mom's quiet sobs. Liam was confused and angry, and he blamed me. He said I broke up the family. He didn't understand that it was already broken. I had just been the one to turn on the light. We stopped talking. The two of us, who had always been so close, were now separated by a canyon of anger and misunderstanding. My family wasn't just split into two households. It felt like we were all on our own separate, lonely islands. It's been a couple of years now. Things are different. They're not good in the way they were before, because that before was built on a lie. But we're finding a new kind of normal. My mom is incredibly strong. She's rebuilding her life piece by piece, and I admire her more than words can say. My relationship with my dad is complicated. We talk, but the easy trust we once had is gone. Maybe it will come back in time, maybe it won't. And Liam and I are finally starting to talk again. He's older now and he understands more. We're slowly, carefully rebuilding that bridge. That one text message tore my family apart, but it also forced us to face a painful truth. It taught me that people are complex, that life is messy, and that sometimes the hardest things you go through are the things that teach you the most about resilience and forgiveness. It's a long road, and we're still walking it. But we are walking it, and for now, that's enough. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you've ever gone through something similar, please know you are not alone. It can feel incredibly isolating, but healing is possible. If you found any part of this story helpful, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more content. Take care of yourselves.